Hello VR developers, this is a quick tutorial on how to set up Quest Cam's SDK inside your Unity VR project. Quest Cam is the very first third-person camera system that works on standalone headsets, so it lets your players on standalone VR record amazing videos in the third person for TikTok and YouTube right inside your game. If you want your game to go viral, I think Quest Cam is the single most important thing to add to your game. It turns players into influencers who can create amazing content about the game that you've made. First, let's tackle the Unity side of things. Open up your Unity project and follow along with me. We need to install two packages for QuestCam. The first is the Unity native gallery. The second is QuestCam's SDK. Both are from GitHub and the URLs are in the description. So in Unity, start by going to Window, then Package Manager, click the plus icon and choose Add Package from Git URL. From the first package, paste in the URL from this GitHub repo. The link is in the description. This one installs Unity Native Gallery, which we need for QuestCam. When that's done installing, go over and do the same thing for the QuestCam SDK. Click the plus icon again and choose Add Package from Git URL. Then paste in the URL for the QuestCam SDK GitHub. Also in the description. With those installed, let's set up the Quest Cam Prefab. In your project window, navigate to Packages, then Quest Cam, then Runtime, and finally Prefabs. You'll see the Quest Cam Prefab. Drag and drop that into your scene. And this right here is QuestCam itself. Now that Unity's set up, you need to link your QuestCam with a game ID for the recording to work. All this does is help us understand how many games are using QuestCam and what genres they're in so that we can build awesome features for the games that are using QuestCam down the line. Head over to questcam.io/register in your browser and create an account. Then you're going to want to fill out this form with your email, set up a password, and when you submit this, you'll get an email to activate your account. Make sure to activate your account through this email and check your spam folder if you don't see it right away. Okay, so once you're logged in, you'll see something like this dashboard. Navigate to the plus icon next to projects, and here's where you'll add your game's details. You're going to want to add your game name, optionally add a company, add a description, and add a URL to the Quest Store or App Lab if your game is uploaded. And then add any associated tags for your game. Again, this helps us understand what features to build for QuestCam in the future if lots of social games, for example, are using QuestCam. All right, after you've added your project, you're going to see a game key on your project page. Be sure to copy this key, and we're going to use it in a moment. So back in Unity, select the root object of the Quest Cam Prefab in your scene like this, and then in the inspector, find the Quest Cam component and paste your game key where it asks for it. Okay, and that's the bulk of the QuestCam setup. There are a few settings in Unity that you're going to want to make sure are set up properly. So go to the Unity player settings and make sure that you have the following set up. First, make sure that you're using this setting set to IL2 CPP. Then set the architecture to ARM64. Enable internet access. Make sure that the Android SDK is at 29 or higher. And importantly, make sure that you're using the OpenGL. Right now, Vulkan isn't supported, but we're working on that soon. All right, and that's the basic QuestCam SDK setup, but QuestCam is not quite ready. You'll need to create a way for players to summon QuestCam and integrate QuestCam into your game's interaction system so players can actually press the buttons. So depending on your game, you may want to have players press buttons with their fingers, with a laser pointer, or both. From here, you'll have to manually mesh QuestCam with your game's custom interaction system so that it works just like any other button inside of your game. Now, we're going to have tutorials on this in the future, but join the Discord linked below if you face difficulties or talk to other developers who are integrating it similarly. The other thing you need to do is create some sort of gesture or key binding or other way for players to summon QuestCam when they want to use it. What I recommend is adding an easy universal gesture like grabbing behind your back. So that players anywhere in your game can quickly grab behind their back or do something else to summon QuestCam and record a video. Instead of a gesture, you could do something like a key binding. Someone could press X twice, and then QuestCam pops up in front of them. It's really up to you. One thing that I'll add here is that some of you might feel excited about QuestCam and want to make it a paid item inside your game. I understand why that sounds really exciting, but I think that the value of QuestCam really lies in allowing players to record videos about your game and post it on social media. So if you want your game to go viral, you're going to want as many players posting about your game as possible. And the way to do that is to give all of your players a camera for free with an easy key binding or gesture to summon it, right? If something exciting is happening in your game, you want players to easily be able to reach out and take a video of it and then post it on TikTok. But in order to do that, it needs to be free, it needs to be easy for players to summon, and that's up to you. So when you're deciding how players are going to summon QuestCam in your game, my suggestion is that you make it easy, free, and universal. Okay, so one last point to consider before we close out. Remember that QuestCam is optimized for Quest 2 and above. So if you have a lot of Quest 1 users in your game, you may want to disable QuestCam because they may run into performance issues. Once you've set up QuestCam, added it to your project, integrated it with your interaction system and summoning system, you should be ready to update your game and let players post lots of awesome videos right from VR. So if you got any questions, join our Discord. If you feel that you get lots of value as a developer and as a game from QuestCam, please support us on Patreon. It helps a lot. We're making QuestCam free for everyone. But otherwise, make sure you're in our Discord, and thanks for watching, and thanks for building with us.